So, I want to revisit PlayStation's strategy on PC. We all know that PlayStation is a third party developer and publisher, just like Xbox is. We also know that PlayStation has been taking its games to PC via sequentially releasing them 2 years after for a lot of the single player games, and their live service strategy, they've always wanted to go day and date. However, they've moved from only wanting to go day and date for live service to putting some single player games day and date as well, like Lego Horizon Adventures, Until Dawn, which is a remake that is getting day and date status, even though when you think about their day and date strategy, they did not apply the same for The Last of Us Part 1 remake. So this is how I know that this day and date is actually being expanded upon. Also, the conversation about how they're going to continue to move from here on, seeing how Concord disappeared, has been in question. But one particular curveball that I did not see was that a PlayStation game, a PlayStation published game, was going to make its way to Xbox. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you all remember Predator Hunting Grounds. This was a game that was one of the very first few games that made its way to PC at the time that this whole, I say maybe evaluation process was going on. Yes, Helldivers Part 1 was one of the big names. Yes, you can go all the way as far back as Twisted Metal, whatever you want to do, but I'm talking about the generation as things were changing from the PlayStation 4 and moving into the PlayStation 5 generation. Predator Hunting Grounds launched on PC and it launched on PlayStation 5. And the game stayed there. It was a live service game. A lot of people enjoyed it. But what's crazy is I was perusing the internet and I saw that this game is getting a next-gen update. Coming soon, Predator Hunting Grounds Next Gen with bonus content. It has an Xbox Series X and S logo on there. Predator Hunting Grounds with bonus Feral Predator and custom equipment is coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC Tuesday, October 1st. Remember when I told you guys that from clapping, the dancing begins? It's an African proverb that we say. They say now from clap, they enter dance. Meaning the clapping first starts and then everyone is kind of, watching, assessing, evaluating. And then before you know what's going on, the people who were clapping and joining the music eventually joined the dancing and the celebration. The music is the money. So PlayStation is now hearing the music and they're like, man, we don't go into PC and we're seeing this beautiful money. And so PlayStation is dancing boom, 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 to the beat. The money that they've seen. They looked at Concord and said, man, this game bombed. But we have a game that actually has an active player base. So not only are we going to leverage the game on the PC platform, we're going to take it to Xbox, seeing how we are now some kind of a supplier for Xbox's 70% money. We need Xbox to pay us 70%. Oh, y'all think Sea of Thieves did not make an impression on PlayStation? Y'all think Call of Duty is not making an impression on PlayStation? It is. And remember the video that I'm getting dragged for? Some of you may or may not know that video. And I'm not going to tell you the video, but I'm going to just basically point it out. I made a video before the Activision acquisition, and I said it won't be out of the question to see a game like Spider-Man on the Xbox. It's a bold claim. It's one of those outlandish, crazy claims. I mean, when I first said it, I thought, man, dude, you're about to get super dragged on the internet. The only reason I didn't get fully dragged was because I predicted that we were going to see Spider-Man on PC. I literally laid it out in 2018. I made some other videos a few months before PlayStation announced it. And people were like, okay, we're gonna leave you alone. So I didn't get fully dragged. I got half dragged for those particular statements. However, looking at the gaming industry and looking at the trends that we're seeing, this thing, I promise y'all, is not rocket science. We're all here seeing the way the industry is actually moving and the way things are actually, trending, in whatever direction they're trending towards. You can take some outlandish claim right now in this economy and you can make it and you will probably be as accurate as possible. You see, PlayStation is in a point where I don't think they can make Xbox small again. I've been saying this stuff for the longest time. And even the Xbox fans, man, I had to actually also push through you guys to talk. Because some of you kept saying, well, I love to play these PlayStation games on my Xbox and such. And I was like, will you calm down? Will you just let Xbox actually cook? Because what Xbox decided to do was they decided to go around. They have gotten to the place where their content release schedule is so big that even PlayStation money hatting as many games as they want to money hat is eventually going to become irrelevant. It will. Because the Xbox player is going to have games to play and look forward to. You see, Black Myth Wukong seemed like it was some kind of a curse. Oh, yeah, the game was not on Xbox A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But for Xbox players, it's not going to amount to anything once the holiday schedule starts to come out in Xbox games around this time and DLC starts to drop. Because those of you that are on Game Pass, you're going to have games to play. Or if you want to play Indiana Jones, if you want to buy them, you're going to have games to buy. And these games are going to pretty much provide you some level of entertainment. And then eventually Black Myth Wukong is going to make its way to Xbox. Of which at that time you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to buy you on sale. You are the benefactor of just a little bit of patience. Of what PlayStation has been doing all this while thinking it was making a dent in the market, it's basically put itself in a really tough corner. It's also put third-party developers in a tough corner where now most of them are going to be looking and saying, we're not too interested in doing these exclusivity deals with you anymore. And even when they do, they're going to hedge and protect themselves to try to maybe go on PC. But I don't see that lasting too much longer because the competition is insane. Some of you sat there and told me that, well, the juice isn't worth the squeeze because, there are not a lot of people on Xbox because nobody buys Xbox consoles and all this stuff. My dude, did you ever consider that 30 million players is actually a big enough base for you to actually have your attention? And a player base, nonetheless, that is very well invested in live service games. Oh, yes, the Xbox platform is where the live service is pumping and vibing. And it's about to be even much of the bigger live service platform, seeing how Call of Duty is going to be available on Game Pass. I see no reason why that's not going to pull a lot of people. I see no reason why people are not going to take advantage of that. And so these developers, if this was their idea, I don't know how you say their name, then it was a great idea. If it was PlayStation's idea, then it was also a great idea. But it's just interesting to see. And who's to say that other games that are developed for PlayStation by other studios, maybe fitting this particular category, are not going to make their way to the Xbox platform. I think Helldivers, 1 and 2 in a bundle will probably get the job done. PlayStation made a lot of money on that game, but PlayStation players are not playing that, that particular game. If you actually look at the data set, most PlayStation players are busy playing Call of Duty and other games. It's on PC that they're actually carrying Helldivers 2. From Matt Piscatella's data sets from just recently, go ahead and take a look at it. When you take a look at it, you're going to see that Helldivers 2 is actually sitting at the rank number 8 on PC. It's nowhere to be found on PlayStation at all. And PlayStation is going to look and say, man, we just disappeared Concord. It makes sense for them to basically bring Helldivers 2 and also bring their marathon game, which Bungie had already said they were going to bring as well. I told y'all in videos past, PlayStation's live service proposition cannot survive with exclusivity attached to it. It needs to drop the exclusivity to do well in the live service category. Guys, this is a lot of fun, man. These videos are so much fun to make because it seems like a lot of folk just want to dissent because they feel that dissenting is, some novel thing without looking at the data, looking at the trends. Some people even tell me to stop looking at the data, and I'm like, why? It's telling me exactly where we're going. Why should I look away from it? That's like blind faith. It's like that person that, is sitting on the roof in a flood and is praying to God, God, come help me. And somebody in a chopper comes and says, hey, man, we're here to get you. And they're like, nah, God is coming to get me. And then a person in a boat comes in and says, hey, we're here to get you. And the person's like, nah, God is going data is right here and I'm going to look away from it. Come on now. But this is interesting. I'm going to see how this plays out. Maybe I'll probably just for kicks. Maybe for kicks, just go ahead and get my copy of the game dusted off. I think they may have given out on Good Old Games a while back, perhaps. Maybe they didn't, maybe it was like a free to enter type deal, and you could probably get in and play it. I don't know, but it'll be interesting anyways to see another PlayStation game get into this category. For the longest time, people use MLB The Show to say, hey, it's not impossible, but I never bothered with that. But this is interesting because, again, it's kind of like the precursor of Xbox games possibly coming to, of PlayStation games possibly coming to Xbox. Ooh, the competition is fierce now. PlayStation is evaluating it. They're checking to see, are these PlayStation players really are they about that life? Are they about that live service life? And if they are, then it's a win. They're going to pull their games and say, let's put it on there. Let's get some money because they need it. Thanks for watching the video. Peace. Peace out.